What's good, everybody? Welcome into the Early Edge. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and is not close. These are our NFL divisional previews. We're talking the AFC West, and it is stacked, which means you're going to have some differences in opinions. Chiefs, they are the favorite. They have been the class for the last 4 or 5 years since Patrick Mahomes has shown up. However, we now have a quarterback in LA. We now have a quarterback in Denver. We certainly have a quarterback in Las Vegas. I cannot wait for this division this year. Let's bring in the stars of the show. And look who we have here, Mr. Emery Hunt, the man himself, and of course, our NFL guru, R.J. White. So, Emery, I'm going to start with you because let's start right at the top. Let's start with the Chiefs. You have 2 picks here that you're going to stack. What are they?
Well, you have to go with the quarterback play, and they have the best quarterback in the conference, in the division, in Patrick Mahomes. So when you have Patrick Mahomes as your number one, you have to like the Chiefs to win the division. And because of that, I think they go over 10.5 wins as well. Because of Patrick Mahomes, they've improved the receiving core. Even without Tyreek Hill, you bring in a Juju Smith-Schuster. You still have your tight end and Travis Kelce. You still have a very good offensive line, probably the best in the division, and you can run the football. And their defense gets better each and every game as the season goes on. So I like a lot about the Chiefs so they can win the division and go over 10.5 wins.
I'm so glad you gave that play out because I played the 10.5 wins like 3 weeks ago because I was scared it was going to go up to 11. I really, really was scared. It still could, but it's hung at 10.5, and I think it probably will stay there. All right, let's go to Denver now because they have Russell Wilson, and they are in love with this guy. I'm not so much. But, Emery, are you?
Yes. You rank and file this by quarterbacks.
Yes.
Russell Wilson is the second best quarterback in this division. And in my opinion, when you look at Denver and what we've talked about over the last couple of seasons for the Broncos is whether or not they can get over the hump if they get stable quarterback play. Well, guess what they have? Stable quarterback play with Russell Wilson. So you add Russell Wilson, you add a very good receiving core, you add a very good defensive back 7. They can turn the ball over and they can get after the quarterback. You add Russell Wilson with those added possessions, Broncos go over 10 wins, and they could be in play for the division. That's why that number has hung at 10.5, and that has gone up because the Broncos are really good.
They are really, really good. However, when you've got razor-thin margins between teams and you've got 4 teams, I think if we said any of these 4 win the division, it wouldn't shock us, right? That means some people are going to have a difference of opinion. RJ, your thoughts on Denver?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's a good thing they say that smart people can disagree because I disagree with them on this one. Denver, I have to miss the playoffs at plus 140. Popular play on team, understandable, huge upgrade at quarterback. Not going to dispute that, but a lot of question marks. Is Nathaniel Hackett ready to fly on his own after getting to run a LaFleur and Rodgers offense for so long? Is the offensive and the defensive coordinator who are also making jumps and responsibilities, will that be seamless? Will they be able to take those responsibilities and just run forward with it and turn this into a playoff team? Is the Tim Patrick injury bigger than people are giving it credit for? He played a massive role in that offense. I know that this seems like they're too deep with Sutton and Judy and they'll just keep rolling, but he's an unsung hero for that team. Will Randy Gregory's play match his massive new deal? I'm not sure. Well, how will the defense respond overall to losing the excellent Vic Fangio? I know they got great players. You're correct in that. But Vic Fangio, defensive mastermind, has been for a long time. Feels like we're taking for granted that most of, or if not all, those questions are positive. And we're saying they're going to be popular. They're going to make a run for the Super Bowl. They got Russell Wilson. That's a lot of questions to answer. So I like playing the unpopular view in this. I think there is value taking them to miss the playoffs. That's why I did that at plus 140.
I think if they don't win the division, it's going to be so competitive that a lot of these teams are going to miss the playoffs because it's going to be hard to have 3 teams go 12-5 or 13-4. It's going to be hard to do that because they got to play each other so much. All right, now let's go to the other really good team that continues to get better every single year because, Emery, of their quarterback play. And you don't think that this year, because of the rest of the division, they're going to have a great year.
And that's a great reason why I don't feel like the Chargers can make the playoffs or win over 10 games because of everyone else getting better in the division. You talk about their defense. Can they stop the run this year? That has yet to be seen. We know their offense can put points up on the board, but I'm going to need for Justin Herbert to not throw those crucial interceptions in key parts of key games. If they beat the Texans last year, they're in the playoffs. If he doesn't throw that pick 6 to Patrick Surtain II against the Broncos, they're in the playoffs. Until he proves he can win the bigger game, heck, they lost to the Raiders at the end of the season. They're in the playoffs. So I need for him to have a better output in key games, not turn the ball over. We love the ability to throw the football, work from touchdown to check down to passing game. He can do all of those things great, but I need for him to do those things great when they need him the most. and that's what I'm waiting to see. Plus, the division has gotten better.
But let's say that he does, RJ.
Yeah, again, reasonable people can disagree. I like the Chargers to win the division. That's the best value, I think, in the division bets. Chargers plus 220. The offense is stacked, not just the quarterback, skill positions, offensive line, defense is stacked with Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson now joining the fold in that defense. That defense, you're right, they were bad against the run. They were brutal on third downs last year, and I don't think that's repeatable. They ranked last in the league. Staley was third as Rams defensive coordinator in that same category the prior year. So I'm not necessarily just marking them down for being terrible on third downs moving forward. And I like Brandon Staley. He's not afraid to maximize his team's chances to win, even if he's going to take heat, even if the people on Twitter are going to come for him that don't understand analytics and when it doesn't work, say this is awful. KC now dealing with a patchwork receiving core, right? Denver adds Wilson, but also relying on first-time head coach. I went through all the questions there. Vegas is a sneaky sleeper. I think they're actually good value on their division as well. Defensive and offensive line might hold them back a little bit. I think the quality of the roster for the Chargers on both sides of the ball, and I think that Herbert is ready to make the next. You said Mahomes, best quarterback in the league. That's why in the division. That's why you like them to win the division. I mean, that might be Herbert after this year. So I take them to win the division.
One of my favorite things to do when the Chargers are playing, because you know that the head coach is going to make 3 or 4 head-scratching calls, follow this man on Twitter because he is a low-key savage. You hate it when people go, well, if they would have kicked that field goal, then this would have happened, then this would have happened. You're like, wait a second, how do we know? How do we know that would happen?
Yeah, you take the losses look bad, and you say, okay, yeah, we ding him for this. Any other coach would have had wins there. You're not looking at the wins that the losses he turned into wins with his analytics there. So you always give him the heat, but you never give him the love when he does it right.
You're damn right. You're damn right. Let's go ahead and take a look at the recap. RJ Wise on the Chargers won the division. The Broncos to miss the playoffs. And Emery, 2 Chiefs plays to win the division at plus 175. Then over 10.5 wins at minus 115. Then the Broncos over 10 win and the Chargers under 10 wins at minus 130. That is the AFC West. And this is the Early Edge.